Russia-Ukraine conflict, particularly from a non-Western perspective, requires an examination of its origins, the geopolitical dynamics, and the broader implications on global power structures. This detailed analysis will explore the various aspects of the conflict, its impact on Russia's economic and strategic positioning, the rise of the Global South, the role of BRICS and the Shanghai Cooperation Organization (SCO), and the declining influence of the West. This comprehensive exploration will also consider the key challenges facing Western leaders in this changing geopolitical landscape. The roots of the Russia-Ukraine conflict can be traced back to the complex historical, cultural, and political ties between the two nations. Ukraine was part of the Soviet Union until its dissolution in 1991. Post-independence, Ukraine's strategic location and significant Russian-speaking population, particularly in the eastern regions, created a basis for ongoing tensions. 1. The Orange Revolution, 2004 to 2005. A pivotal moment in Ukraine's post-Soviet history, the Orange Revolution was a series of protests following a disputed presidential election. This movement underscored the division between the pro-Western and pro-Russian segments of the Ukrainian population. 2. The Euromaidan protests, 2013 to 2014. Triggered by President Yanukovych's decision to reject an association agreement with the European Union in favor of closer ties with Russia, these protests led to Yanukovych's ousting. Russia viewed this as a Western-backed coup, exacerbating tensions. 3. The annexation of Crimea, 2014. Following Yanukovych's ousting, Russia annexed Crimea, citing the protection of Russian-speaking citizens and historical claims. This move was condemned by the West, but supported domestically within Russia. 4. The war in Donbass, 2014 to present. The conflict in the Donbass region between Ukrainian forces and Russian-backed separatists further strained relations. The Minsk agreements aimed at ceasing hostilities have repeatedly failed, leading to a protracted conflict. The Russia-Ukraine conflict has significantly influenced global geopolitics, particularly in the context of Russia's relations with the West and its pivot towards Asia. Russia's strategic goals play a crucial role in understanding these dynamics and their implications on the global stage. Russia's perspective on Ukraine is deeply strategic. Firstly, Russia perceives Ukraine as a crucial buffer against NATO expansion. Maintaining influence over Ukraine is seen as vital for Russian national security. Secondly, Russia has used the narrative of protecting Russian-speaking minorities to justify its actions in Ukraine. Lastly, Ukraine's role as a transit country for Russian natural gas to Europe makes it strategically important. Control over this region ensures Russia's leverage over European energy supplies. The ongoing conflict has significantly reshaped global power structures. Firstly, it has accelerated the shift from a unipolar world dominated by the US to a multipolar world where multiple powers, including Russia and China, assert significant influence. Secondly, Russia's alignment with China, India, Brazil, and South Africa through BRICS, and with China, India, and other Asian countries through the SCO, highlights the emergence of alternative power blocs challenging Western dominance. Lastly, many countries in Africa, Asia, and Latin America view Russia's actions through a lens of anti-colonialism and support its stance against what they perceive as Western hegemony. Despite Western sanctions, Russia has found ways to mitigate economic impacts and even achieve certain economic boosts, largely through strengthened ties with China and other non-Western economies. This resilience in the Russian economy underscores its strategic partnerships and its ability to adapt to changing global dynamics. In the face of global sanctions, Russia's economic resilience shines through its strategic resources. Energy exports remain a cornerstone, with vast reserves of oil and natural gas continuing to be a major source of revenue. Despite sanctions, Russia has adeptly redirected its exports towards Asia, particularly to China and India, ensuring a steady income stream. On another front, Russia has risen as a major exporter of wheat and other agricultural products, capitalizing on increased global food prices. Furthermore, domestic substitution initiatives have spurred production within the country. Sectors ranging from agriculture to technology have seen a reduction in dependency on Western goods, fostering a more self-sufficient economy. China's Strategic Belt and Road Initiative has played a pivotal role in deepening economic ties with Russia, facilitating greater economic integration. This includes significant investments in infrastructure projects that enhance connectivity between the two nations. Trade relations between China and Russia have also flourished, with China emerging as Russia's largest trading partner. This burgeoning economic interdependence acts as a cushion against Western economic pressures. Additionally, financial cooperation has been strengthened by the use of national currencies in bilateral trade and the development of alternative financial mechanisms, which further reduce reliance on the US dollar and Western financial systems. The West, particularly the US and Europe, is grappling with several internal challenges that contribute to its perceived decline in global influence. Let's delve into the internal challenges. Firstly, we see political polarization. Deep political divides within the US and Europe are significantly hindering effective governance and policy making, which, in turn, weakens their global leadership. Secondly, economic stagnation. There's slow economic growth, high levels of debt, and rising inequality, all of which undermine the economic foundations of Western power. Lastly, social unrest. Increasing social unrest and dissatisfaction with political systems are contributing to instability and a focus on domestic issues rather than global leadership. Moving on to external challenges. First, we have military overreach. Prolonged military engagements in the Middle East and Afghanistan have drained resources and eroded public support for further interventions. Next, the rivalry with China. The strategic competition with China for global influence, especially in technology and trade, diverts attention and resources. Finally, alliances under strain. Traditional alliances such as NATO are facing strains due to divergent interests among member states and questions about the US commitment to collective defense. Western leaders face several strategic dilemmas as they navigate this changing geopolitical landscape. Firstly, there's the challenge of deterrence versus engagement. Finding the right balance between deterring aggressive actions by Russia and China while engaging them in areas of mutual interest is a complex challenge. Secondly, alliance management is crucial. Maintaining the unity of Western alliances and ensuring that all members are committed to a cohesive strategy is crucial but increasingly difficult. Leaders must address two main issues at home. Public opinion. Leaders must address the concerns of domestic populations who are increasingly skeptical of foreign interventions and more focused on internal issues. Economic priorities. Balancing defense spending with domestic economic priorities, such as healthcare, education, and infrastructure, requires careful management. The Russia-Ukraine conflict is a multifaceted issue with significant implications for global geopolitics, economics, and power dynamics. From a non-Western perspective, it highlights the rising influence of Russia and China and the emergence of a more multipolar world order. Despite facing Western sanctions, Russia has managed to bolster its economy through strategic partnerships, particularly with China. Meanwhile, The West faces numerous internal and external challenges that contribute to its perceived decline in global influence. Understanding these dynamics is crucial for a comprehensive analysis of the current and future geopolitical landscape.